नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। श्रीमद् भागवतम कैंटो 3 चैप्टर 11 टेक्स्ट 42। तदाहुरक्षरं ब्रह्म सर्वकारणकारणं विष्णोर्धाम परं साक्षात् पुरुषस्य महात्मनः। तदाहुरक्षरं ब्रह्म सर्वकारणकारणं विष्णोर्धाम परम साक्षात् पुरुषस्य महात्मनः। तदाहुरक्षरं ब्रह्म सर्वकारणकारणं विष्णुर्धाम परं साक्षात् पुरुषस्य महात्मनः। तदाहुरक्षरं ब्रह्म सर्वकारणकारणं विष्णुर्धाम परं साक्षात् पुरुषस्य महात्मनः। Word meanings? It's there, are
Tadahur Aksharam
Aksharam Brahma.
Tadahur Aksharam Brahma.
Tadahur Ahuhu is said. Aksharam infallible. Brahma the supreme. Sarvakarana all causes. Karanam the supreme cause. Vishnudhama the spiritual abode of Vishnu. Param the supreme. Sakshat without doubt. Purushasya of the Purusha incarnation. Mahatmanaha of the Mahavishnu. Translation and purported by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna is therefore said to be the original cause of all causes. Thus, the spiritual abode of Vishnu is eternal without a doubt, and it is also the abode of Mahavishnu, the origin of all manifestations. Purport. Lord Mahavishnu, who is resting in Yoga Nidra in the causal ocean and creating innumerable universes by his breathing process, only temporarily appears in the Mahat Tattva for the temporary manifestation of the material worlds. He is a plenary portion of Lord Sri Krishna, and thus, although he is non-different from Lord Krishna, his formal appearance in the material world as an incarnation is temporary. The original form of the personality of Godhead is actually the Swarupa, or the real form, and he eternally resides in the Vaikuntha world. The word Mahatmanaha is used here to indicate Mahavishnu, and his real manifestation is Lord Krishna, who is called Parama, as confirmed in Brahma Samhita. Ishvara Paramaha Krishnaha Sachidananda Vigraha Nadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, the original Personality of Godhead, known as Govinda. His form is eternal, full of bliss and knowledge. He is the original cause of all causes. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the third canto, 11th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Calculation of Time from the Atom. Hare Krishna. So basically this chapter, this is the last verse of this chapter. This chapter discussed or Maitreya Muni spoke about different features of time. Although some people believe that there is no time, which is a foolishness. Otherwise, why these great authorities and Vedic knowledge discuss time? As though these people are more intelligent than. Anyway, so here very elaborately he discussed up to the from atomic time to universal time. At the end, so Brahma's life, how the creation and destruction takes place according to being influenced by this time. So total life of the universe and how universe is closed by many layers. And this verse speaks that Mahavishnu is the source of all those universes. Or Krishna is the source of all those universes. He is the cause of all causes. So here the word Tadahur Aksharam Brahma Sarva Karanam Karanam. Aksharam Brahma, infallible Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the cause of all causes. So Brahma word is translated here as the Supreme. Brahma word has many meanings. In Bhagavad Gita, Brahma word is used for used to indicate many topics. So living entity is also called as Brahma. Supreme Lord is also called as Brahma. Then this Mahatattva, the sum total of all material elements, is also called as Brahma. Then sacrifices are also called as Brahma. That in fact in the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, that verse is there. Brahmarpanam Brahma Havir Brahmagno Brahmana Hotam Brahmaivatena Gantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhina. Many more things are addressed as Brahma actually. Not only sacrifices. Those things which are offered in sacrifices are also Brahma. The Havi, the fire is called also as Brahma. Ahuti is also called as Brahma. So, and the destination which attained by performing these sacrifices is also called as Brahma. Vedas are also called as Brahma. Shabda Brahma. So in this way, Brahma word applies to many things. And in the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, although Brahma word Mayavadis may, that famous one of the 4 Mahavakyas from Chandogya Upanishad, Aham Brahmasmi. So Shankara's followers, they quote that verse. It is one of the 4 Mahavakyas for them. So Evam Evadvitiyam Aham Brahmasmi. So they quote that verse. They say, I am God. And those who are, they say, I am God, by quoting that verse. So when you refute that idea that Aham Brahmasmi, I am God, I am supreme, by stating that how can you be supreme because you can't control your nature's calls. So then they will come up with an explanation that Actually, Aham Brahmasmi, we are not saying God. Because according to Advaita philosophy, according to Shankara's, there is no distinct entity called God actually. So they will give analysis that there is Nirguna Brahma, there is Saguna Brahma. We are all supposed to be Saguna Brahma. We are under the influence of three modes of material nature. Originally, Brahma is Nirguna. And so then all this Indra, Chandra, Agni, Vayu, Shiva, Brahma, Durga, whomever, Sharada, whomever we worship, they are all Saguna Brahma. So when we call as Avatara, so Avatara is also Saguna Brahma. Whomever we worship, we are worshipping. So then, if we are also Saguna Brahma, then how we are worshipping another Saguna Brahma? So the difference is that we are in ignorance, and those worshipable deities, they are not in ignorance, they are liberated. So liberated person can liberate someone who is not liberated. Anyway, all this kind of explanations, very sophisticated explanation they will give, but with all their sophistry, in the end it's all bogus. So in Bhagavad Gita also, Arjuna asked Krishna, so Kim Tad Brahma, Kim Adhyatma Muchyate. So that is in the beginning of the 8th chapter, right? So Arjuna asked many things. So Arjuna, Kim Tad Brahma, Kim Adhyatmam, Kim Karma Purushottama, Adi Bhutam Cha Kim Proktam, Adi Devam Kim Uchyate. So many things Arjuna asked Krishna. That first one is, which he asks is, Kim Tad Brahma. So, Kim Adhyatmam. So Prabhupada didn't translate this into English. He just said, what is Brahman? That verse meaning. What is Brahman? Adhyatma. Then what is Adhyatma? What is self? So that one he had translated it as what is self. Anyway, so Brahma is addressed. Brahma word applies to n number of things in Bhagavad Gita, and we so based on Vedic understandings are based on Bhagavad Gita. So with considering all the different meanings of Brahma, so we understand that we may be Brahma, but we are not Parabrahma. Parabrahma is Supreme Personality of Godhead, and we are His eternal servants. We are His eternal servant. Here in this verse which we are reading, Tadahur Aksharam Brahma Sarva Karana Karanam. So here Aksharam Brahma, another word is used, Aksharam. Aksharam means, Prabhupada, he translates that as infallible. Now Aksharam word, sometime without Brahma, just Aksharam also word is used for Supreme or God, Supreme Lord. Just like in Bhagavad Gita, Brahmakshara Samadbhavam. That either you take that as alphabets originated from Akshara Lord. So Akshara means you can take it as alphabets, and they originated from Brahma, Supreme Lord. Like we say, Jiva Goswami in Harinamamrita Vyakarana, the first verse he says, Narayano Dudbhuto Yam Varna Kramaha. You may take that one interpretation of that Brahmaksharam Samudbhavam. So those who are Paninian system, they think that all the words, alphabets originated from Lord Shiva, but even Lord Shiva comes from Lord Vishnu. So either way you can understand that Narayana is the source of all the alphabets. That is one meaning of thus Brahmakshara Samadbhava. Another meaning is that if you take word Brahma as Vedas, Shabda Brahma, then so their Akshara becomes Supreme Lord, Infallible Lord. So the Akshara word applies to Infallible Lord. Here both words are Akshara Brahma word, Aksharam Brahma words are used. So Infallible Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now in Bhagavad Gita, that verse I quoted, when Arjuna asked, what is Brahman? Kim Tad Brahma? Kim Adhyatmam? So when he asked, actually in answer, if you see third verse of 8th chapter, Sri Bhagavan Aksharam Brahma Paramam Svabhavo Dhyatma Uchate Bhuta Bhavod Bhavakaro Visarga Karma Samhita. So Krishna answers first three questions of Arjuna. What is Brahman? Kim Tad Brahma? Kim Adhyatma? What is Adhyatma? And what is Karma? Kim Karma Uchate. So Karma. These three topics he meanings he answers there. So Prabhupada, if you see the translation, the Supreme Person, the indestructible, transcendental living entity is called as Brahman. So here, living entity is also called as Akshara Brahma here. Aksharam Brahma Paramam, that to Paramam word is also used. But again, Paramam means it is transcendental here. Living entity is transcendental, it is not material, it is spiritual. So many places in Bhagavad Gita, so Jiva is also, so Paramam word is another word which can be misunderstood. So Jiva also is addressed as Parama or Paramam in many places in Bhagavad, like in 13.14 or 13 I think, 13.13. So Geyam yatad pravakshami yagyatva amritam ashnute anadi mat param brahma na satan na saduchyate. So there I shall now explain the knowledge, knowable, knowing which you will taste the eternal. Here from 13th verse onwards Krishna started answering, explaining what is Geya, object of knowledge. So Arjuna had asked what is Kshetra, Kshetragya, Jnana, Geya, Purusha, Prakriti. So Prakriti, Purusha, these 6 topics in 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So from 13th verse, from 8 to 12 he spoke what is knowledge, Jnana. And from 13th verse he started speaking about Jnaya. So Jnaya Yattat Pravakshami. Now onwards I will start explaining Jnaya. So Yajñātvā Amritam Ashnute. By knowing this, one will attain Amritatva. Amritam Ashnute. Anadi Mat Param Brahma. Na Satan Na Saduchyate. Brahman, the spirit, beginningless and subordinate to me, lies beyond the cause and effect of this material world. So the Param word here, Mat Param word, combining them together here, Prabhupada uses he gives a different meaning that Jiva is subordinate to me. Like that. So others may take this as Krishna is Saguna Brahma and Mat Param, beyond him there is Nirguna Brahma. Like that. They may interpret like that. Anadi Mat Param Brahma Na Satan Na Saduchyate. Anyway, so sometime you may use this word as subordinate here, Mat Param, or it can be used as Param as transcendental. Now, Aksharam Brahma, also Akshara word can mean living entity also. Like we say again in the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Dvamimo Purusho Loke Ksharakshakshara Evacha Kshara Sarvani Bhutani Kutostokshara Uchyate. So Krishna says that there are two kinds of living entities. Dvamimo Purusho Loke, there are. So Loka word can mean Vedas also. In the Vedas there are two kinds of living entities described like that also. Or in this world, Loka means in this world also. There are two kinds of living entities. Ksharakshakshara Ksharakshakshara evacha Kshara sarvani bhutani kutostokshara uchyate. So Kshara sarvani bhutani. There are two kinds, Kshara and Akshara. And Kshara are those who are conditioned souls. In the material world, every living entity is fallible. This because the word Bhutani word is used in context with, like in context with the material world. Those who are conditioned in the material world, living entities, those who are conditioned. So there is Jiva Bhuta and Brahma Bhuta. Jiva Bhuta is generally those who are conditioned in the material world. So Kshara Sarvani Bhutani Kutastokshara Uchyate. And so Kutastha here, those who are in oneness, they are infallible. Basically, those who are eternally liberated souls. So eternally liberated souls. Then in the 17th verse, Uttama Purushastvanyaha Paramatmeti Udharata Yaloka Trayamavishya Bibratya Avyaya Ishwaram. So apart from these two living entities, there is one more. Then here you see, Bhagavad Gita very clearly explains that there is another personality apart from these living and non-living, means conditioned and liberated souls, liberated living entities, ordinary living entities, jivas. So there is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Paramatmeti Udarataha is called as Paramatma. So Yo Lokatrayam Avishya. So he enters. Avishya means he enters. So Bibrat Avyaya Ishwaram. So he is inexhaustible. Avyaya and Ishwara, like that. In this way. And in the then 18th, 19th verse, Krishna speaks about himself that he is even beyond Paramatma, means he is the source. He is Swayam Bhagavan, Purushottama is. So here, if you see, Uttama Purushastvanyaha Paramatmeti Udharataha. So, Yasmat Ksharam Atitoham Aksharadapi Chottama Atosmi Loke Vedecha Pratitaha Purushottamaha. So very clearly Krishna says that he is Atitoyam. Yasmat Ksharam Atitoham Aksharadapi Chottama. This word api. So if you just read first line, Yasmad Aksharam Atitoham, I am beyond Akshara. Means, Kshara. Yasma Ksharam Atitoham. So, I am beyond Kshara. So then they may think that, okay, he is now liberated. When we become liberated, we will also become Kshara Atita. Superior to these, conditioned souls. So like that they may say. But Krishna says, Aksharadapi Chottama. So very assertively he explains, Aksharadapi Chottama. Atosmi Loke Vedecha Pratita Purusi. Therefore, in the Loka and in the Vedas, I am glorified as Purushottama. So this is Purushottama Yoga. Krishna is Purushottama. So Baldev Vidyabhushan in his Tattva Deepika, so he quoted these verses and explained, refuted Advaita Mayavad and explained how this is Bhagavata philosophy, accepting Supreme Lord as a distinct living entity, supreme living entity, supreme being, and we as his eternal servants. So Lord is beyond even Akshara living entities, but he can be called as Akshara Brahma also, because he is always infallible. Tadahur Aksharam Brahma. So Sarva Karana Karanam. He is a source of everything. Sarva Karana Karanam. Vishnur Dhama Paramam Sakshat Purushasya Mahatmanaha. Now, contextually, if you take this verse, 42nd verse, which we are reading from the 11th chapter of 3rd canto Srimad Bhagavatam. So, in the previous verse, it was spoken about different worlds, multi-inverses. Kotishvi Andarashayaha Lakshante Antaragataschanya Kotisho Andarashayaha. So, this verse speaks about Mahavishnu. Mahatmana means Mahavishnu. So he is Dhamma Param Sakshat. He is Sakshat, abode of all these unlimited Andarashis, Kotishva Andarashis, millions of universes. He is the source. And he is Aksharam Brahma Sarva Karana Karanam. Now, if you see in the purport, Prabhupada, he says that the manifestation of this Mahavishnu within the Mahatattva is temporary. So, whether it is Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu and Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, these avatars of the Lord are not eternal. Eternally they don't manifest. So because their manifestation is in connection with material world. But that doesn't mean that we should not think that he is Kshara. Therefore, this word Akshara word is used in the beginning only, so that we don't misunderstand that okay, so that means Vishnu form is not eternal and he is also temporary like us, His form is temporary like that. No, he is Akshara, but he is eternally lying down in the causal ocean and he is there in the spiritual world eternally. But he manifests within so very clearly Prabhupada mentions, within the Mahatattva, his manifestation within the Mahatattva is temporary. He is not there always. So that, therefore this word Akshara Brahma is used. And also because Gaudiyas, we understand everything according to Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. So Prabhupada explains that this Vishnu is Lord Krishna, is even source of this Vishnu. He is the Dhamma. Dhamma generally means, in Amara Kosha it is explained, it can be body, it can be house, it can be source. So different meanings. So Dhamma. So Lord Krishna is source of even Mahavishnu also. So Tadahur Aksharam Brahma Sarva Karana Karanam Vishnur Dhama Parama Sakshat Purushasya Mahatmanaha. So Prabhupada quotes here, Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karana. Because that word Karana Karanam is the cause of all causes. He is Ishvara Parama. Parama word is also used here. Krishna is Supreme Ishvara, Parameshwara. He is Sachidananda Vigraha. Anadiradir Govinda. He is the cause of everything, and he is the original source of everything, but he has no other source, and he is the cause of all causes. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Any questions, comments?
Uttama Purushas.
15.17.
In the beginning, you mentioned that, considering the Mayavadi's standpoint, that they worship these deities, Sharda, Indra, Chandra, etc. So they say that they are Saguna Brahma, but they are not in ignorance. So this implies that Saguna Brahma can be out of ignorance also. It is not necessary.
Because that word Jivan Mukta is there, no? In the material world, you are in the material world, but you are liberated. So they consider them as Jivan Mukta basically.
They are,
yeah. They consider them as Jivan Mukta. Like now, if you argue, okay, if Krishna is also Saguna Brahma, then what's the point of hearing from him? That is called as Vyavaharikavad. What is the point of hearing Bhagavad Gita from him? But they will say that, oh, he is liberated soul. He is Jivan Mukta. So by his instructions we can get delivered, like that they will argue like that. Oh, I didn't quote today. Krishna is Arjuna, addressed by Arjuna as Parabrahma actually. Parabrahma Paramdhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vimam. So with many adjectives, Arjuna glorifies Krishna as the Supreme Person. And it's not just an opinion of Arjuna. Some few Mayavadis they may say, but we have our own Vedic authorities. Actually. Arjuna says it's not my opinion also. Even Asita Devala Vyasa, the origin Vyasa, who can be more authority on Vyasa, on the Vedic knowledge? Means who can be better authority than Vyasa than Vedic knowledge? So the Vyasa on Vedic knowledge. So even Mayavadis also worship Vyasa. Of course, sometimes they may say that Vyasa is also bewildered. They think that ultimately whatever they concoct is the all in all. They dare to do that. They dare to say that, oh, Vyasa is also bewildered. Vyasa is also mistaken, they say. So then everyone has their own interpretation. Then you don't have to need to accept authority. Then whatever you concoct is what is what. Then that is not a truth. Truth means it's not subjective to difference of opinions. So therefore they become rascals.
Akshara can mean the Supreme Lord. It can mean the words.
Liberated living entities.
Liberated living entities also. So from this verse you said they can tell that there is Saguna Brahma and Nirguna Brahma. Dvavayamo Purusha Loke. And then later, besides these two, there is another living entity, Supreme Lord. This refutes that Saguna Brahma.
And then anything else?
So Aksharam Brahma Paramam. Paramam here is transcendental, you said, as Prabhupada translates, and sometimes it may mean supreme also. So living entity may be taken as supreme by Mayavadis. So you would explain that Paramam can mean differently. Some example you give. But
13.13.
So there.
Mat Param comes. Mat Param. Brahm, what is that verse? Geyam yattat pravakshami yajñātvāmritam ashnute anādi mat param brahma na sattan na saduchyate. So here anādi mat param. So jiva is anādi. And it is Mat Param. Prabhupada uses the compound word Mat Param. Prabhupada, he translates that as subordinate to me. So Mayavadis may take it as beyond Saguna Brahma Krishna. There is Nirguna Brahma, Anadi Brahma, Anadi Mat Param Brahma. Like that they will take it.
So Param can also mean subordinate.
Yes, Mat Param, compound word. Subordinate to me. It may not give the same meaning just without Mat actually. What else?
You said that the form of Mahavishnu in this material world is temporary.
His appearance is temporary. Appearance in the material world. Very clearly Prabhupada, his manifestation in Mahatattva is temporary. You see how Prabhupada explains it. He is in the causal ocean. How purport starts, actually I should have read it once more at the end. Lord Mahavishnu, who is resting in Yoga Nidra on the causal ocean and creating innumerable universes by his breathing process, only temporarily appears in the Mahatattva for the temporary manifestation of the material worlds. So very precise, very clear. He is eternally there in the causal ocean. He is a plenary portion of Sri Krishna, and thus, although he is not different from Lord Krishna, his formal appearance in the material world as incarnation is temporary. Again, next statement also makes it more emphatic. The original form of the personality of Godhead is actually the Swarupa, or the real form, and he is eternally resides in Vaikuntha. Vishnu Loka, the word Mahatmanaha. Oh, one more thing which I wanted to say. Vishnu Dhama Paramam Sakshat Purushasya Mahatmanaha. So another way to understand this verse is that, like in the previous verses, material worlds, inverses are described. Material world is described, but Dhama of Vishnu is transcendental. Vishnu Dhama Paramam. Param. Here word comes. Sakshat. Purushasya Mahatmanaha. So that Rigveda verse is there. Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti Surayah. Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam. So Parampada it is called as often, especially among the Sri Vaishnavas, we use in English word, spiritual word, abode of the Lord. They always use Parampada. Vaikuntha is also used, but Parampada is very famous. Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti Surya. So that is a supreme abode beyond this material world consisting of innumerable Koti Andarashaya. So beyond these millions of material universes, that supreme abode is transcendental, like that it is. So that is confirmed in Rig Veda. So demigods are looking towards there. They want to go. So we are looking towards material attractions.
Mahavishnu appears temporary manifestation. He appears in the Mahatattva for the temporary. His appearance in the material world as an incarnation is temporary. We have Mahavishnu means he is Kshirodaksha Vishnu.
No. Same Lord appears in three forms. Means first he appears as Mahavishnu, then he appears as Garbhodakshay Vishnu, then he appears as Kshirodakshay Vishnu. They are not simultaneously existing, all three forms. Same person transforms into these three features.
First he becomes Mahavishnu from when universes come, and he enters, and then Mahavishnu ceases to exist, and then he enters into each universe as Garbhodakshay Vishnu.
Yeah, once the Brahma is created,
Garbhodakshay Vishnu
becomes Kshirodakshay Vishnu. That is another way to see that they are temporary manifestations. Because these avatars are contextual, and contextual how they are in the context with material creation and destruction. When everything is wound up, so they don't exist. There is no Paramatma feature in the spiritual world along with Jivatma there. In the heart, in the spiritual world. Prabhupada explained this point in Bhagavad Gita purport. Anyone remembers which purport? There he quotes that verse from Vishnu's three Nirupani. 7.4 or 7.4 or 5, 7.4. Bhumirapurnalo vayu khammano buddhirevacha ahankara iti amme binna prakriti rastada. So Prabhupada he writes, you see here, the Paramatma manifestation is also a temporary all-pervasive aspect of Kshirodakshay Vishnu. The Paramatma manifestation is not eternal in the spiritual world. Therefore, the factual absolute truth is the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. He is the complete energetic person and he possesses different separated internal and internal energy. So this is another feature of Gaudiya Acharyas and Srila Prabhupada. Everywhere stress Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. He is the factual personality of Godhead. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. What do you mean by factual Supreme Personality? Is Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam? It is. Anything else? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare